Notion AI is now out in the wild. Today we're going to talk about this new AI and also how it's going to affect the future of Notion. I'm excited because I did a video about it the other day that I actually published a while ago that went out at the same time, and I wanted to clear that up too. I'm also going to talk about why I don't think this new Notion AI is really what's going to be valuable for Notion. So welcome to the Keep Productive YouTube channel. My name is Francesco D'Alessio. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hit subscribe. And also we've got a Notion newsletter, which I'll be doing an exclusive video about how to maximize this AI according to how I've used AI in the last couple of weeks. I think you'll find that workshop very valuable, and that's exclusive to those on the Notion newsletter. So do check that out. So Notion released this AI, and it was funny because I released a video called Goodbye Notion If on the same time. And people wondering, is this planned? Did you have prior knowledge of this, Francesco? Did you release this at the same time? Literally coincidence, honestly. So I filmed this video back in August 2022, so quite a while ago now, 2-3 months ago. And to be honest, I was about to release it in the middle of September, which now in hindsight would probably have been a better idea. But I was just about to head to the Notion London event, and I thought it's probably bad taste that I release a video saying goodbye Notion before I go to a Notion event. I felt like that would be a bit rude, which is just my own sort of personal values. So I was like, maybe not. And also I didn't want loads of people coming up to me and go, you think Notion's gonna die? So I didn't. I decided I'm gonna pop it in the middle of November because my schedule's fairly busy with announcements with Microsoft, Zoom and things like that. So I thought, best off just putting it there. And it landed within 2-hour window of Notion AI being introduced. So it's really weird that that happened. I was actually away on a little bit of a holiday. So I came back and I was like, oh my God, what has happened? So pure coincidence, but very annoying at the same time because I've had these views for quite a while. I've also written about this in Medium for the last 2 years about how I think AI is going to change productivity. And I'll include a few articles if you're interested in reading how I think it's going to change productivity. But largely, I like the look of this Notion AI. I think it's a really nice introduction. What it essentially is, for those who don't know, is something called GTP3, which is an AI technology that essentially allows generative AI. So if you go ahead and type in, write this blog post about the new Notion AI, it could start writing it. Very much like Lex and Mem has recently released. Now, a lot of these technologies at the moment, like GTP3 and even GTP4, which is touted for early next year, are plug and play technologies. And what I mean by that is you plug it in terms of your development and you connect it to what service you're using now, and it will spout out whatever it does. And essentially it works off an API, which basically you'll eventually have to pay for. Because at the moment, whilst it's an alpha, obviously it's just testing whether it works, whether it's useful. But for every string of message that it spouts out, Notion will have to pay for it. So they're going to largely charge for this in the future, whether that's an add-on to your experience or part of a specific premium pricing. That's likely going to happen, just to let you know. And they've stated that in their FAQs. But I'm not actually that wild that this is going to be a huge benefit to Notion. I said a while ago that the apps that fully integrate it into their core experience will be the ones that win. And the issue with AI in Notion is because Notion has no structure, like I explained in the last video, the AI that will or potentially grow out of this won't know what things are. So for example, you can pretty much create what you want in terms of labels, statuses, tags, etc., but the AI might not know what they are. So actually having an AI that understands what objects are, what things are, what boxes they belong in will make a lot more sense when it comes to making smart suggestions, task actions, and valuable things like that, organization of structure and reorganizing your structure to be better for you, which is where I think productivity AI is set to go in the future. That's where this is going to be beneficial, but I don't think that this version of it is what it is going to be even close. Generative AI is really helpful. This is going to help so many people create articles, build context, and help translate, fix grammar, helping you to assist in your work. But it is as a larger picture, no. This is a good starting point, and it's great to know that Notion can quickly introduce something like this because they did it fairly rapidly, which is great. And I personally think that that's great news because a team that can move fast like this is superb. But I think the ones that actually understand the structure of the application will be the ones that win. And I think that because Notion is so no code, they're still going to have that problem, being able to understand where things are. And that's small things. I've written a little bit of a blog post around that topic of actually the 4 stages of productivity AI and where I think it's heading in terms of what are the next steps. I'll try and post it. I wrote a tweet about it recently, but I'll try and write that out in a bit more detail in a blog post. But I think that's where it's heading. This is a really, really nice to have, and I'm not crushing it because it's going to help me. Like writing an article, for example, writing some scripts about like, okay, I'm doing a video on like Amy, say the calendar application. If I'm like typing away in it and I'm like, let's get it to bring up the pricing of Amy instead of me having to go over to the website and do research, wow, awesome. But when it comes to the future of AI, this is a nice step, but not the right step in terms of the general picture. So it's hard to say, and it's hard to make these videos, and it's hard to point the direction, but I really like the fact that they've introduced this, largely because introducing this technology keeps pressure on other applications in the space, especially during such a volatile time in artificial intelligence, to keep innovation progressing forward, making it part of the experience. So, Notion's AI, an exciting experience. I'm going to do a full video on it very soon. I'm probably going to invite a brilliant Notion expert on to talk a little bit more about it in terms of context. But if you sign up to the Notion newsletter that we have a link to the description, you will be able to get a workshop of how I use AI in terms of inside of an application and best ways to use it and best ways to optimize it. Anyway, folks, a huge thank you for stopping by in today's video. I really hope that you found the other videos useful. A lot of people agreed with me in the comments about it. I was scared about publishing it. That's why it took so long to publish that video. It was pre-filmed, pre-made, and I just was like, do I publish it yet? It's quite scary, but as you can imagine, now it's out in the wild, it's great. It's just a shame that it got published at the same time because it makes me look like less so like, but actually I had that one pre-planned. If you want to check out Medium as well, that's where I've been writing about this topic for quite a while. But it'd be great to have you in all aspects here on Keep Productive or wherever. Thank you very much for watching today's video. If you're interested in checking out some more, you'll find them here. And also you can subscribe to as well. It'd be great to have you here to optimize your tool. And if you're interested in our new email newsletters or our Bento application, or even Toolfinder, which is a new tool that we've created to help you find the perfect productivity tool, you can find it linked in the description.